Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Becoming Rich podcast. I am your host, Rachel Monica. This is a podcast where we're reclaiming our power, choosing ourselves, and creating lives rich in self-worth, love, and abundance. This episode is definitely a lesson that I'm learning right now currently, and it's something that I'm learning as I'm embodying more of this practice, which is movement. Part of my 3-4 month lock-in from September to January 2026, I decided and I am committing to myself that I'm going to be doing my 10K walks and going to a class in the evening as a part of like my routines. As I've incorporated this and I've been like actually prioritizing these things in my days, I'm like noticing how much of a difference it makes in my life entirely. And it just seems so simple, yet it's so powerful and like literally like life altering. And it's not about staying fit and looking at it in like through the lens of health, but honestly, when you're trying to shift and create the life of your dreams, how much movement actually comes in play with that, because that's actually putting you in the state and the vibration that you need to be in order to attract the things that you want in your life. Because the truth is, what the universe does is it mirrors back to you exactly your state of being. So what state of being are you in, and can movement actually get you to the state of being that you need to be in order to attract the things that you want? So today I want to talk about the importance of feeling good and the law of attraction behind that, the power of where you place your attention, and how delusional, like being delusional, is so important in manifestation. It's so easy to get stuck in like a loophole of like negative thoughts, or just like feeling stagnant in whatever situation you're in. It's so easy to be like stuck in a negative place when you're experiencing it in like your actual reality. And it's so hard sometimes to like detach yourself from what you're actually physically going through. And I noticed this like in multiple ways, where I would get really like stuck in this like loophole of, am I really going to be able to do this? Like, is this really possible? Like, sometimes it's hard to get out of your own head. And if something kind of comes up, something triggers you, like this kind of happened last week where something triggered me and I was just like bothered and I was annoyed. And I just was like, this is how I know something's off with me, is like I listen to music that's a little bit more, like slow and sad, because I don't typically listen to that kind of music. And when I do listen to that, I'm like, oh, Rachel, something is up. And so I was like doing that, and I was just like not really in the best mood, but I had to go for my midday walk. So I like got in my car, I listened to my sad music on my way there, but I'm starting to feel better because now I'm in the sun. I feel the sun on my skin, and I go on my hour walk. I'm listening to an audiobook. Usually the audiobooks that I listen to are motivational. They're talking about mindset, abundance, the way that the world works energetically, and just like filling up my brain with a lot more wisdom and understanding. And it hypes me up in my own life, because then it makes me understand where my alignment is and what my goals are, and brings me in such a high vibration, just like listening to other people's words that are basically like telling you how possible it is to reach the goals that you want to reach. Because you can get stuck in a loophole of like guilt and shame and fear and doubt of not knowing if things are actually going to work out for you, because maybe you're looking at your past as proof that you can only achieve whatever you have achieved in your past. Anyway, so those are the kind of books that I listen to, because it really just like gets you to understand how possible it is to get the things that you want. Especially when you are changing your mindset. And I come back on my walk after my walk, and I don't even remember what I was thinking about. I don't even remember what I was upset about. I was just a completely different person. I was in such high vibrational energy. I had way more energy to just zone in on my projects and what I had to do afterwards. And I'm like, damn, this walking is really, really beneficial to me in all aspects of my life, not just health-wise, but literally I had more energy and more of a focus energy on my projects afterwards, which if you have ADHD like I do, it is hard sometimes to be focused on one task at a time. And it gives me that after going for this walk. I'm like, finally, I'm just like zoned in. Because the thing is if you're staying at home and you're going through something and you're staying at home and you're scrolling and you're just festering on this problem that you have, this situation that you're going through, and these thoughts are just going through your mind over and over again, all these negative thoughts. When you're going for a walk, you're moving your body, you're now creating more space for positive thoughts to start filtering in your mind. And sometimes all it takes is changing your environment. So if you're having a hard time problem solving, let's say an actual situation that you're going through, sometimes actually getting out and changing the frequency that you're in will actually allow the answers to flow to you a lot more naturally. I don't remember who it was that said this, but there's a famous person that said something famous about the problem solving, the answers to your problems are not on the same frequency of the version of you that created that problem. So the version of you that created the problem does not have the capabilities to solve that problem. You have to raise your frequency in order to have the answers to solve that problem. That's why going for a walk and putting yourself in a high vibrational energy is actually going to help you get more in alignment with maybe things that you don't feel in aligned with. And then yoga does the exact same thing for me. When I go at night, it allows me to calm my body, calm my mind, and just become present and be with me. And I can even just visualize my goals and my dreams a lot better and clearer. And being in that state where I'm just calm and visualizing and happy and excited, like that is what the universe is going to mirror back to you. The universe is a hall of mirrors. So what you're feeling internally is what's going to match externally to you. And this is the work. Feeling good is the work. If you're being completely dead honest with yourself, when you think about the things that you want the money, the career, the relationship, the fancy car, the things that you want materialistically, physically, in your physical reality, really what you actually are wanting is the feeling that you think that those things are going to give you. Why not go straight to that feeling? Because ironically, when you go straight to that feeling, the universe is going to match that by actually giving you those physical things that you are desiring. It's actually you aligning with the universe right now instead of waiting. If you just sit back and wait, oh, I will feel good when I have this. I will be happy when I have this. You're never going to get that. You're never going to get that thing because the universe is going to match your state of being. First of all, I'm scared for when it gets cold because what am I going to do? I have to travel. I just have to. Like, it's crucial. It's crucial. I can't not be active. I can't. And I also can't not be in the sun. I think the sun is so important to us human beings. I mean, seasonal depression is real. The universe always wants to prove you right and wants to give you everything that you want. So if you are happy with where you're at right now, think of it as a separate entity. If they see that you're so grateful and so happy with everything that you have in your life, the universe is going to say, wow, look how happy and grateful they are with everything they have in their life. Let's give them more to make them feel more of this. But if you are upset and hating life and angry and, in a state of lack, the universe is going to say, okay, this is their state of being. This is what they obviously prefer to be. You obviously are preferring to be that way because that's the way that you are choosing to live your life. Let's give them more of that. So the universe is literally going to give you more reasons to feel lack, more reasons to feel sad. The universe is literally just a hall of mirrors. Whatever you are experiencing and feeling, the universe is going to mirror that back to you. And this is why attention is everything. Where you put your attention is literally going to dictate your entire life. This has been really, really big for me lately because I am coming to realize how serious I want to be with my goals. And I'm so serious. I'm sick I'm sick of not attaining the things that I want to attain and having my life be in a certain way. I was questioning myself. I'm like, how serious are you? If you understand how the universe works, you understand that it is reflecting back to you your internal state of being. If there is something that you want externally, you need to match the frequency of that thing in order to attract it into your life. So if you know that that is how the universe works, you know the law of attraction, why aren't you choosing every day to focus your attention on the desires that you want instead of the fear of not getting it, instead of doubting that you're going to get it? Why would you spend any of your time why would you waste your time and slow your time from getting the things that you want by focusing on those things, by focusing on lack? If you are wanting something, you are actually telling the universe that you lack that thing because you keep saying, I really want this, I really want this, I really want this. What's the energy of that? The energy is, I don't have this thing. So the universe is now going to mirror that and say, okay, let's give her more of what she's requesting, which is her not having this thing. Whereas if you are talking to the universe and talking to yourself like, I am receiving this thing. I'm so grateful that I'm receiving this thing. The universe says, okay, let's mirror that back to her. And now let's allow her to receive whatever it is she's asking for. See how the mirrors are working here? Your words are so important. Your words are literally magic. They're literally spells. That was like one of the first things that I learned when I was like going through this like entire journey, when I was like trying to shift my life, was the power in my words. The more that you say something, even if you think you're saying it as a joke, you're affirming that to yourself. You're still affirming it. I mean, that's why I have like my list of affirmations every day. I repeat before I go to bed. I have it throughout the night, my subconscious reprogramming, and I'm constantly filling my mind with positive affirmations. That's what my audiobooks are. So that hour in the day, yes, not only am I moving my body, getting the energy to flow and bringing me into a positive state, it's also just the words and the understanding and the learnings, the teachings that are being filtered in my mind. I'm listening to positivity. And what I've been noticing, if I'm scrolling on TikTok, I have been watching, I mean, everyone knows what's going on in the world. This is also like a whole, oh my God, this is like a whole other thing that like I'm honestly a little bit afraid to talk about because I feel like it's hard, like a really difficult situation to talk about because no one wants to hear it. And I understand how it can be interpreted. When you are focusing on love, love is going to expand. When you're focusing on fear, fear is going to expand. When I'm talking about these like personal things, when you focus on the things that you want, it's not just personal. It's our entire world and our systems. If we're focusing constantly on sickness, on trying not to get sick, so we continuously go to the doctors and get these checkups, guess what? You're probably going to find something because you're expecting to find something. Why else are you going to the doctors? I understand that you want this sense of safety and you want to be ahead of the game. But the thing is if you are taking care of your health physically, if you are eating good foods and you are taking care of your emotional well-being, you are releasing things when you're going through things, you are processing properly, you have a therapist, you know how to actually release energetically the things that are going on within you, then you're most likely not going to get sick. You constantly have a positive mind. You are in the vibration of joy and love, you are most likely not going to get sick. It's when people do not do that. It's when they have negativity festering within their energetic cycles and then they're not moving, so they're not even moving those energy cycles, and disease gets stuck into your body. And I understand it's like you want to have the sense of security, but you want to make sure that if you are going after, like you're going to the doctors and you're wanting to be on top of your game when it comes to your health, that you're still looking at it as a sense of security with your where you're at with health, and not as a necessity. Like you have to go because you most likely have something wrong with you. Like a lot of times when we're trying to avoid sickness, like getting the flu shot every year, it's like you're getting the flu shot because you believe that you are going to get the flu. And then that belief is actually going to attract that sickness to you. And I know that this is just like such a, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving you advice on like what to do with your health. These are just things that I have learned about how the universe works. And the same things goes with politics. The more that we are focusing on the negativity and the evil of the world, the more it's going to expand. And that's coming from someone that I do love getting myself involved in politics when it comes to justice and helping people and standing up for people and sharing what we need to share to get the conversations circulating, get change to be happening. I mean, I'm a millennial. Like, I think this is kind of like born in our blood, to be honest. But what I've been coming to understand is even though your intentions are good and your intentions are to spread information and get people having these conversations in order to make change, technically you're actually doing the opposite, because you are actually feeding that evil. And I know it's just so difficult. It's like, well, what are you supposed to do? Just like ignore it? And I don't think you should completely ignore it. I think that you're focusing more on what you want to happen. So when you're focusing on peace in the world and the things that you desire to happen and the way that you want our planet to evolve in, this understanding of law of attraction, our planet is just all about polarity. Everything exists. So as much as love that there is, there's much evil negativity. But the whole point and our goal is to transmute all that evil negativity into love and positivity. How are we going to do that? By focusing and bringing ourselves, each one of us, into positivity and love. I need to make a whole podcast episode about that, if I'm being honest, because now, we're definitely going to have to talk about that in another episode. But it all does kind of like wrap up into this topic, though, of like how powerful your thoughts are in receiving the life that you want and how important feeling good is. And that's where delusion kind of comes into play with this. A lot of times our beliefs are what are stopping us from attaining the things that we want to attain. If you don't believe that it's possible, then you're most likely not going to actually put in the action, but your thoughts are also not going to be attracting the things that you want. But when you're delusional, you are now in the energy of putting your all into something that you maybe aren't sure of. Maybe you don't know, because a lot of times we don't really know. We don't really know what the outcomes are going to be. But you know what you want the outcome to be. So if you are delusional in the fact that if I want this one thing, I need to set up, align my actions with it, align my thoughts with it, and just go all in, you are going to get the thing. You need to act as if you already have that thing. When we understand that there are infinite amount of realities that exist all at once, so that means that there is a reality that exists of you living out your dream life. That is happening. Right now it's happening. And if you want to align yourself with that reality, how I envision it, this is how I envision it. I envision it as a bunch of layers, right? It's like reality is just a bunch of layers, and it's a bunch of different dimensions, and we can't see it. We can't actually see it with our eyes. We can't see all the different realities, but everything exist in this space right now. So if I'm right here, let's say I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of all these different dimensions. There's a dimension that exists of me down here in a really, really low vibration there exists a reality where I'm being stabbed and murdered and killed and burned alive. I am so sorry. I hate that I said that. But it's true because all realities exist all at once. So if that's true, then there also exists a reality up here in a higher dimension, in a higher vibration, where I receive a certain amount of money, the certain kind of career that I want, the certain kind of relationship I want, my absolute dream life. If this reality exists and my frequency is here, then all I have to do is raise my frequency. How do you raise your frequency? By changing your thoughts and changing your actions. Every time in your life when you have received something that you've been wanting for a long time, there was probably a moment where you actually saw it as possible. And that moment when you saw it as possible was the window in which allowed that thing to actually fall into your reality. Yeah, and this like conversation just like really hypes me up because I obviously, like, we're all human, and I am in the space where I am knowing and understanding of all of these truths, but I'm in my embodiment phase. So I'm really beginning to embody them. And obviously, like, life is a journey and there's never really like an end point, and you're continuously learning and growing and evolving. But I am getting to a point where I'm starting to embody these lessons, these things that I know, because there's like such a like difference between like understanding and knowing and actually embodying. And I've seen myself put my all and get delusional and align my thoughts and my attention with the desire that I want and actually attracting that. Like, I have done it. So why stop? It's like you see the proof, you see the universe like proving to you that this is just how it works. So the more that you do it, the more it becomes natural to you, the more that you're going to be able to receive everything. Like, we're infinite beings with infinite realities and infinite opportunities. So yeah, there's no limit. There's like literally no limit to the things that you can achieve, the things that you can have in this life. So if there's one message that you get out of this, is prioritizing feeling good. Prioritizing feeling good, because that is literally the secret sauce to your dream life. Move your body, go for a walk, go to a class, a fitness class, dance at home, go to dance class. That's what my new thing is. I'm going to go to dance classes. But anyways, move your body. Anything that is getting you to move that energy around is what you need to do. So if anyone wants to talk shit about you going to a rave, you going out, hitting the club, you're actually moving your body and it's actually good for you. Being in that feeling good state. See? You can still go out and have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually getting you closer to your dreams. When you feel good, you're magnetic. When you feel good, you're aligned. When you feel good, you are a match to the things that you are trying to call in. And remember, the universe is always responding to your vibration, not what you're asking for. Just change your wording when you are scripting or journaling or talking to the universe, talking to God. However you are requesting things, say it differently. Instead of saying I want, don't say I want. Say I am receiving. I'm so grateful to have. Or I am requesting to receive yada, 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 yada. Okay. This is my little episode. I honestly wanted to make this a quick episode, but I don't even know how to do that because I just like end up yapping and yapping. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. If you love me so much, it would be amazing if you could rate this podcast episode or like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.